Well, that was quite a show. Once again, I want to thank you all for listening.
Wait,
and I want you all to have a great week. What?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? It's 7:30.
No, it's not, Steve.
What?
It's 6:30, Steve.
Oh! I didn't fall back. I forgot to. I thought, oh boy, the show went. It felt like it went fast. It felt like it flew by. But so we have to do the show starting now? Is that what you're telling me?
I guess so.
Sally, hit that thing again. Give us that.
Give that Gubs Radio.
Can you give us that button?
I mean, you heard the beginning. I thought maybe.
I like to.
This is Gubs Radio.
Gubs Radio.
We start the show.
Hey, human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. So yes, we once again welcome. Now I'm back. I just turned my clock back.
Just now.
I didn't realize. I was wondering why it was so dark out.
Weren't you late for your appointments today?
I'm all off. I feel off. I'm not in that time rhythm thing. Do you feel off? Do you guys feel off because of the time change?
Yes. No, not yet.
I slept a lot yesterday. I slept way past.
Steve slept right through the time back.
Didn't affect me at all.
Good for you. I don't like this arbitrarily changing time. If there's one thing you can't do, and then we're taught in life, you can't change time.
Right.
Even Kansas says that. Dust in the wind.
David Bowie says time won't change me, but I can't change. Could change me, but I can't change time. Exactly.
So why can we just arbitrarily? You know what? Okay, then I'm going to say it's 11 o'clock 3 years ago right now. I feel like it's Tuesday, 11 o'clock in the summer. If you could just make up anything arbitrarily.
Okay.
When do you want it to be? Pick a time, Steve, and go by that.
I could go for some lunch. Let's make it 11:30, 12, like a nice early lunch.
11:30, 12. What about you, Sally? What time do you feel like it is? What do you want?
I don't know. I kind of like maybe an early morning, like a 9 a.m., 9:30. 9:30 a.m.
All right. Sally's living in 9:30.
Yeah.
You're 9:30. Steve's having lunch right now, and I'm 4 years ago on a beach somewhere in the Bahamas.
You let your fantasies come alive.
Yeah, well, I don't like this. Just
like
turn time back. Time doesn't go back.
No, it doesn't.
Just ask the great Adrian Barbeau.
No.
What does Adrian Barbeau know about time?
Well, just ask Maud. I should have had that blurb, but then there's more. That would have been a great time to play that. Yes, I'm mixing up my metaphors. Adrian Barbeau will be in the studio. No, she actually won't be here today. Speaking of who won't be here today, for the last 3 months, I've been talking about this person, Bobby Ruth, and saying, remember, she was supposed to be here tonight. Remember,
who's Bobby Ruth?
Bobby Ruth is not only a wonderful candy bar, but she...
That's Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth, I'm sorry. Bobby Ruth is someone I have done shows with. She was going to come on and do some singing, some shtick. Remember I asked you how we're going to play her through the board? That's who was asking?
Yeah, okay.
She stood us up again. She did feel bad.
Maybe
she
she'll be here in an hour.
She could be wrong. Yeah, that's true. But she's actually upstate performing at a gig that actually pays. She said, I'm going to perform at something that pays me, not your little show.
Whoa. She didn't say that, did
That's
she?
cold.
That is cold. You know what that is?
Like upstate New York.
It's unacceptable.
I meant this.
You're tacky and I hate you.
That's more what I wanted to play.
Can we bring back Dr. Loomis just for an encore?
Halloween's over. Have you gotten rid of did you put away all your Halloween pumpkins, toys, ghosts, and goblins?
Really didn't have that much.
No?
No.
Sally?
Yeah, I don't really do Thanksgiving or Halloween.
Halloween. You know what really upset me? I was in.
I used to do it when the kids were little, and now I've just protested it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like one of those people that turns the lights off and watches a movie.
Wow, it's a pagan holiday anyway. Let's be real.
They're all pagan holidays.
Okay. So I was in Marshall's the other day. One of my stores that I hate. I loathe Marshall's because the line is always. It's just I hate the place.
Yet he goes there all the time.
Because sometimes they have things I need. Right? I'm always looking for.
That's why I hate it so much because there's things I need. I go to places I hate.
Right. Like when I go to Steve's house. I don't want to go there, but it's a place I need to go. Exactly. So I go to Marshall's, and what do you think they have playing? Steve, do you have that song queued up?
And then there's Maud?
No. The other one that you played right before we went on the air.
Play
a little bit of it.
We'll do that. Okay.
So I'm in Marshall's, and I'm just shopping. My dad's birthday's coming up, and there we go. Can we hear it?
If you sit on my lap today, a kiss on toy is the price you pay. When you tell what you wish for in a whisper, be prepared to pay. If you sit
That is a Mickey Rooney singing a creepily, eerily, offensive holiday Christmas song.
We really should get the lyrics in one night and just really, it's disturbing.
It is a disturbing song.
Anyway,
You guys are like ruining my childhood.
I'm sorry.
I love that song.
Well, you know what? There's no more. We are removing everything from your childhood, Sally. So get on board or get out.
I love that cartoon.
I do too.
I'm
I'm not saying I don't, but that
Mickey
one song,
Rooney. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
So they play. I'm in Marshall's, just trying to shop and be left alone, and they're playing just annoyingly loud Christmas music.
And it's not even Thanksgiving.
It's not even Thanksgiving. Not that they're trying to really pump the sales. I get it. But please, I had to walk out. I couldn't listen to it. It was so annoying to me while I was shopping.
I figured that you would pull like a Kyle and just, speak your feelings about how you feel about this,
Who's Kyle?
It's the male version of a Karen.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
You
Wow, I
learn
didn't know
something
that.
every day. You know what I feel about that?
This is so unfair.
Speaking of unfair, did you hear about the actress that got stabbed this weekend?
No.
No.
Reese.
Witherspoon?
No, with a knife.
Oh,
Oh boy.
man, I'm so sad right now. I totally fell for that.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mundu.
Now, can we really go back on that for a minute? Because Steve played this up. So about 10 minutes ago, Steve said, did you hear about what happened to that actress? I said, well, I'm not going to talk about it now. We're going to wait, let's keep it fresh. We'll talk about when we go on. And that was it. Oh, God.
You want to do it again?
No.
For those of you, did you hear about that actress that got stabbed this weekend? Reese,
Witherspoon?
No, with a knife.
Was that yours, or did you find that somewhere?
I will not. Steve, everything I do is original. It's all me. Speaking of me, you might have wondered why I'm wearing
You got a major award.
a major award. It's actually a beautifully metal laminated, pure copper.
Is there chocolate inside?
No, you would think they would give you that. I'm wearing this in harmony with my New York City fellow marathon runners. I ran it quite a few years ago at the 40th running.
Oh.
And yesterday they had the big New York City Marathon. How did you do in it, Steve? I thought I saw you on TV running by the Verrazano Bridge. Or jumping off the Verrazano.
Yeah. Because I heard a bad Reese Witherspoon joke, yes.
There are no bad Reese Witherspoon jokes. Only bad movies.
God. Pepsi Light.
Anyway. Sally, I heard you are driving a new vehicle?
I am, because my car got totaled, so I've been looking for a Toyota Corolla forever. And then there was one right on the corner.
Where?
Like,
at your house?
No, right on this corner. Yeah, I know. It's like crazy. So I've been getting my car fixed in Hicksville. And so I asked him, I said, hey, do you have any, because sometimes he has cars for sale. He's like, I can't find anything. They're all like, a bunch of money. So So the guys that own Governor said, why don't you start getting your car fixed at this place on the corner? It's like, I forget what it's called, Division Avenue Auto.
Right.
He's like, they're really, really great. And they are. And Tony's brought his car there a few times. So, and in the meantime, Tony's mother said, oh, I saw this Toyota Corolla in the Penny Saver. I'm like, who reads the Penny Saver? I didn't even know that it was still existed.
I love
Penny Savers.
Yeah, the Penny Savers are great.
So she's like, you should go check this car out. It ended up being the same car.
Yeah, wow. So
Yeah.
They were selling it at the auto shop?
Yeah.
And it was like, what year is it?
2007, which sounds really old.
But it was in good
Because
condition?
it's like 14 years old, right?
Right.
Doing my math.
You're pretty good on that. Well,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to count 2020, so it's actually.
But it's
13 years.
58,000 miles, and they
How
replaced
many?
everything. 58,000.
Oh, my
It
God.
runs so well, and they gave me new brakes, 4 new tires. They're like, oh, the battery's 3 years old. We replaced that. They're like, we always, whenever we sell a car, we just really go through it, and it's perfect. So I'm really excited.
That's great.
Yeah, man. I love Toyota Corollas.
Why do you like the Corolla? Tell our audience why you like the Corolla.
Well, it was like my second car.
Okay.
And I had it for a really long time, and I loved it so much that I dropped a second engine in it.
No, it's okay. That's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
So it's
People love their
really
cars. I love my
reliable.
Jeep.
You just have Jeep?
I have the,
Does it
yeah.
break down ever?
I mean, I've had repairs over the years. It's actually just getting fixed now. I'm hopefully getting it back tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, but you get a car you love, and then
Yeah.
to start all over again. Like, I couldn't do a lease because I drive too many miles.
Yeah.
So I could never be someone that's
Right.
on a limited. I don't like to be limited in life.
Right. I don't like to think about it.
Not with my running medals or with my miles on a car.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Of course not.
did you ever? Are you guys? Did you ever run?
I've done the 5Ks.
Yeah.
And I did a what's the thing where you have to like run under barbed wire and
Oh,
in the mud.
Those
mud.
are those. Yeah, those kind of mud run.
I did that.
Tough Mudder.
Tough Mudder.
Yeah, I did one of those.
What about yourself, Stephen?
My first car was a Toyota Corolla also.
Oh,
Really?
I love the
That's
way you-
cool.
I love the way you pivoted away from my real question.
Oh,
Get
you know.
to it.
why?
Did
So
you
I
like
could-
it? What year was it?
It was old. It was like 1976. It
Mine was a
it was
77.
It was a hatchback.
Yeah.
We moved everything. We used to because this is when I went to school.
Yeah.
We would drive into the city and pick up sound equipment.
Wow.
We just
The old hatchback.
Mine was a
The theater
standard.
department beat up that car. I blame it all on them. No, it was a good car.
Yeah. This one's an automatic, but my old one was
Mine
a
was a
standard.
stick,
Yeah, me
exactly.
too.
That's-
Everyone had a stick back then.
Yeah.
Well, those cars, right? They didn't even put the automatics in the.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of cars, this is a good segue. My dad was interviewed this weekend
Really?
by Newsday.
Wow.
Your favorite newspaper.
It is now. They interviewed my dad. He does car models. He's what
do you mean?
Like he puts, like models. He puts
Oh,
together
okay.
like cars. Like first he was doing ships, but then he got really into cars. He's got over 200 car models. So
Oh,
I
wow.
reached out to the human interest. I thought this would be a great human interest story. So I reached out to them a year ago. Never heard anything. They reached back to me a couple of weeks ago. They sent a reporter to the house.
Nice.
They interviewed my dad and my mom. I was there. They're sending a photographer Saturday.
That's cool.
And
That's
let-
excellent.
just to show you what kind of a heartwarming, genuinely thorough person I am. During the interview, I had my book just so delicately placed.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Well, is your dad in the picture?
He actually is.
So so it's still thoughtful.
Right. I actually used the pictures of my dad.
Yeah.
So, I parlayed it into a fruitless.
How can I make this
pitch.
not all about me?
Right. So I said, hey, my dad happens to be in my book. Anything is possible. The Jack LaLanne story.
There you go.
Available on Amazon this holiday
Exactly,
season.
exactly.
And I will be speaking, since I'm going to continue, that you guys can just sit back. Sit back in the game chair. Steve, you go if you need to take a nap in the couch. I want to give my resume here. I will be at the Massapequa Public Library.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
When-
Because I was going to say, are you going to be at the Massapequa
When is
Public
this gonna
Library?
be?
I just spoke with Lee, one of the directors there, or I'm not sure what his position is
Is that
there.
Chef Lee?
Sheffley? Oh, yes. No, he does not do the cooking expos. You're
the
thinking
other
of
guy.
Gary.
Gary, okay.
Lee it's a soft confirm, which is really how I dated in high school.
What's the date on this event?
January 8th.
Nice.
Clear your schedules. I'm bringing in the new year with a major book discussion at the Massapequa Public Library, the Bar Harbor branch. I will
That's
be...
my favorite library.
Oh, sure.
I actually told a librarian
Off?
in that that library that I loved them by mistake.
Was it my sister?
No, it was like an older lady, and I went to go take a book out, and instead of saying thank you, for whatever reason.
You told her.
I go, I love you. and then she goes, okay. And I grabbed the book and I left, and my whole face was so red. Like it was just a total mistake.
I had a little bit of a different experience with a certain librarian in Seaford. Steve remembers this well. I was getting around the holiday time. I was going to get a friend a holiday video, the Christmas toy. So I remember that it was the Christmas.
What one is that?
I have no idea, but I didn't know about it then either. And Steve looked at me. You don't know the Christmas toy?
The Christmas toy.
They just like.
So I went to the Seaford
obsessed
library.
all over, but you went looking all over.
Sure.
Couldn't get in the stores. You looked all over.
Everywhere.
The place.
I couldn't find it.
You could find it on Amazon.
This was not Amazon.
Oh, this was decades ago.
This was a while back. So I go into this. I don't know why I thought it was at the Seaford Library. Maybe I looked it up, and the woman gave a half-hearted look and said, "We don't have it." So I said, "Well," I was with Steve. I said, "Let's look around ourselves." Steve finished the story.
So
it's by the way, it's 73 degrees outside at 6:47.
So no, it's inside actually.
73 degrees inside the studio at 6:47.
So Steve is obsessed. He says, "You know what?
Breaking open a Celsius.
You know what? I think that's in the library, and they're not looking correctly, or they're not looking at all. I'm going in there." So he goes in there. He says, "Hi, I was looking for this," and he said, "Oh yes. Oh, we see that. Oh, yeah, we didn't have it, And Steve runs right to the shelf. And I'm just going to start looking. And he pulls it out.
Nice.
And the librarian
I pulled out.
And the librarian that said that we didn't have it, she looks, "Look, Barbara, he found it."
I threw it in her face and I said, "Check this out." And I yelled at her.
Wrong.
I was very upset with her.
Yeah, you wonder how many videos are lost in libraries today.
Yeah. Well,
and he got this for a very special person, a very special girl, and
well, it was a gift. Boy, that was many years ago. But
you gave someone a library.
I gave someone.
She had to return it.
Yeah. Well, I wrapped it up, and Steve didn't finish the story. It's a sordid story. It ended poorly.
You paid the fees.
I'm still paying
when
the fees
she hasn't returned it.
I'm actually still paying the fees on it. That $2 video has now run me about $54,000 in library fees.
Barbara couldn't find it.
Thanks to Barbara. Barbara couldn't find it with the clue. Speaking of Barbara, so anyway. I actually was up in Huntington today. Beautiful neighborhood in Huntington.
Me too. That's where my doctor is.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I had to do some stuff for Sam.
Okay. I was on Main Street in the hub there, and I was cast in this promo ad for real estate. So I get there and I'm ready, and they're saying, "Look, don't worry about don't worry about the lines. We'll give you all the information you need when you get there." Okay. No lines, nothing. I was just in a promo ad where I was getting, it was more where
they were just looking at you like
there's
eye candy.
Right.
You were eye candy.
I was eye candy. There was going to be voiceover while I'm the proud recipient of a new home. Right, for this real estate agency. So the real estate, I'm handing in it. I'm very excited, and So I said, well, this I need lines. There's maybe something? Maybe I could say, "Wow!"
You could say, "Thank you."
Thank you, or "This is just what I was looking for." A heavily taxed home on Long Island.
Aren't we all?
So I said, "Isn't it?" Maybe I could throw a little sarcasm in. They said, "No, thank you. You're done. You can leave now." And they didn't even validate the parking.
You can even say goodbye.
Yeah, I thought maybe I can
Hi.
make an outro, or maybe watch the Steve Squared show tonight. Nothing. So, I mean, that's the business of acting. We know. That's what it is. Sometimes you get things, sometimes
you don't. You showed me some of your work that you were doing, and you looked very, very good.
Thank you, Steve.
Very good. You sounded good.
Speaking of sounding good, I'll get into one of my rants. Well, this is all about Marvel. It's a Marvel rant.
Okay.
I know. Don't worry, Steve. Hang tight. It's a Marvel rant, and I like Marvel movies.
Me
I'm
too.
a Marvel person, not a DC. So, but stay with me on this.
We're working.
So Marvel takes out this 4-page ad after Eternals had come out. and they're boasting about how, woke they are and how all their superheroes now are going to be all kinds of people everywhere, all over the place, which is wonderful. But I feel when you do something, you don't have to boast about it. Just do it. Why are you taking a 4-page ad out to say you're doing something nice, or to say you're doing the right thing or the normal thing, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like if
it's suspicious.
Yeah, it's like if I didn't, punch Steve right now, and I said, I didn't punch Steve in the face right now.
Yeah.
Like me. Like, no. But here's where it gets to a little annoying part. So fine, you take out a 4-page ad to pat yourself on the back. Okay, good for you, Marvel. But yet, they cast Harry Styles as Eros in Eternals, in the next one. So what you're doing is hypocritical, because you're saying you're going to do this whole plethora of diversity and inclusivity and all these great words that end in ITY, which I get by Clyde Frazier, by the way. But you're getting Harry Styles, and why are you doing that? Because he's a hot box office draw now. You want to put asses in the seats, so Harry Styles. Now, why are they casting him? Because of his great work in Dunkirk, where he had 2 lines as an extra? Come on.
And
that's what bothers me. So go ahead, Steve. Reboot.
Harry has said that he is not working out for this role.
Okay.
He's not getting in shape.
Right. Okay.
That's what
to be like the Chris Helmsworth of that kind of genre.
Right. Or anyone else who would be in that role would
try to get it going a little bit.
Try to get it going.
But
you're fit already.
Yeah. So I don't get cast. I don't get a call. Not a callback, nothing, to play Eros. They, of course, they want, I get it. Harry Styles puts money in the bank. He puts butts in the seats. I get it. But don't sit there a day earlier and boast about how wonderful you are because you pick unknown actors, you do this, you do that, and then you get Harry Styles, who was prancing around the other day. He was doing a concert. He was as Dorothy, and he had the little dog on stage. I don't know why he was doing that. My niece loves Harry Styles.
The girls love Harry Styles.
He's fantastic. I mean, the hair on this guy is gorgeous.
I thought he cut his hair.
It's kind of curly. It has.
It's going back.
It's just great.
I think the last time I saw him, he had short hair.
It's kind of short, and it's a great look. Look, I'm jealous. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to hide things right here.
No,
I'm a hater. He's got it all, and now he gets to be in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But he's performing at the new arena. On the
Belmont.
At the Belmont Arena at the 28th. So my niece really wanted to go. And the tickets are enormously expensive.
How bad?
The worst seats, minimum $400 a ticket.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, worst.
I remember, really, tickets are $36. That's just crazy. Yeah, and now it's like you can't even go.
It's ridiculous. And what they're saying is, it's not even like they're saying the artists are upset about that, and they're saying, well, it's from third-party sellers are buying it up. We got to stop this for my fans. They're now on board saying, I don't make money from albums.
Right.
Everything's streaming. I'm making pennies.
Right.
So tough.
Touring is everything.
So it's flipped. Right. Back in the day, that's where they made money, and they would sit and be in the studio, and they didn't want to tour. Now they got to get out there.
Yep.
And the productions are enormously expensive. I mean, because they're bringing them up, taking it down maybe 2 days later. Mm-hmm. So I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. But, it affects my poor niece who really wanted to see Harry Styles. So I wanted to do that for her so what I did was I went to the bank. I took a down payment. I took out a second mortgage.
You sold the house.
I took out a home equity loan. The house I got today in the commercial,
the house that you got today,
I put up for sale so my niece can go see Harry Styles. That's the kind of guy I am.
That's the uncle you are. And that's just it. You go to these concerts and
This is unacceptable!
And if you're not even close, then you just look at the TV.
Right. I mean, it's great to be there and be jumping around. I mean, you go to a lot of concerts. Is it be close or nothing? But you go to a lot of intimate more shows. You don't really go to big arena. You don't really go to big arena where you're like.
Well, I do go to arena shows. It's just, you don't want to go to a lot of them. There's only special ones you want to go to. I don't want to, you're going to go see Bruce. You're going to see McCartney. You're going to go see, big stars. Billy Joel, who I need to go see at the Garden.
Didn't you say you were having trouble getting tickets? Or did somebody else
right
come in?
now you would have trouble, but he typically plays every month. So.
Yeah, well, now he's going back. Has he started? I think he went
started last week.
Yep, he came back.
just to give you guys a heads up,
Yes.
they are putting more police now all over Long Island. They're adding extra police because they're saying with the time change, there's more crashes. Crashes go up. Accidents go up this time of year because people are not accustomed to maybe driving home in the dark now. The quick switch. I guess they don't know you can put your headlights on. The headlights go on.
Maybe not.
Yep.
But you drive in the dark, and you know me, Steve. I mean, Steve's had the privilege of driving with me in the night or in the rain, and
Good times.
they're good times.
Why? What do you like?
I don't follow the lanes law or the idea of lanes. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I drive. I'm the old style. I cover all three at once.
Don't know if you call that the old style.
You know, before they had lanes, when they had horse and carriage, there were no streets and nothing. That's the way I enjoy to drive.
Okay.
I don't know what you call that. Crazy.
So, wait, I was going to tell. Oh, so we're going to talk about her. So I was very excited. I'm in this, not a horror thing, but I guess watching Halloween time, and I watched the movie. Which
You like horror movies?
So I don't love it, but now I was getting a little into it. So, but the old ones, like I like Psycho and Halloween, and then I was looking Jamie Lee Curtis, and it got me to The Fog. I watched The Fog, the original Fog.
Okay.
Not the new Fog. The old Fog. I watched the old Fog. The new Fog is terrible. The old Fog with the great and our featured actress of the day, Adrian Barbeau.
Oh, really?
Wonderful. Adrian Barbeau, which we were telling Sally about.
Yeah, I didn't know who she was until you brought up Maud.
Right.
Maud's daughter or something.
Maud's daughter.
I was like, I don't know who that is.
And she was actually the original Rizzo on Broadway.
Really? Was she really?
She won a Tony.
I could totally see her doing that.
So I was going to ask you that question.
Oh, boy. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, it's all right.
I ruined your question.
No, it's all right.
Who is it? Stockard Channing? Was she
In the
or was she
movie.
just in the movie?
She was in the movie, which was also a fabulous casting on that. She was about 45 at the time.
They were all
Yeah.
old.
Steve. Stockard had to be about 49 playing a high school girl. Not working.
They were
right there.
all old. Olivia Newton-John was old.
I'm not talking to Steve.
I'm not saying it's true though. They all about.
But
50.
Olivia Newton-John looked amazing. She could Stockard Channing looked a little weathered.
Well, she smoked.
So
She smoked.
She was
she's
a
Rizzo.
She was
Rizzo
a teenager who smoked, so that's
I would
why she
rather
looked like that.
I would rather have seen Adrian Barbeau as Rizzo in there.
Why, Steve?
Because
Why?
she's fantastic.
Oh.
You agree, don't you?
Sally's laughing because she knows. I'm going
know.
to talk to my squares. She knows why Steve wants to see the great Adrian Barbeau as Rizzo in the movie.
Why, Steve?
Why, Steve?
She's a fantastic actress. I loved her in Maud.
Okay. Moving right along. So she was in, and she became, she's actually, looks fantastic. I just saw some videos, some interviews with her from she went to a lot of the Comic-Cons because she is like a staple in the horror genre.
Oh.
She became from The Fog, and she was in The Thing, Cannibal Women, The Creep Show.
She seemed like a nice lady.
She very great interviewer, very funny. She was signing, people's all their, movie
Paraphernalia.
paraphernalia, things like that. And what are you drinking there, Sally?
Earl Grey tea. I'm a lot of fun.
I thought it was Love Potion number 9.
Looks like whiskey, but it's really just tea.
Are you drinking whiskey?
No.
We can use. Wow, it sounds
I know it sounds whiskey-ish.
a little
It's
whiskey.
in a mason
She
jar.
doesn't look
Look,
bad.
I love. She's got. Look at this. It's just like Sally's drinking moonshine in the corner here.
We've talked about this.
yeah,
This is fantastic.
yeah.
Enjoy.
I like my mason jars.
I like my moonshine the way I like my women.
And there she is. Look at her.
Oh, the great Adrian Barbeau. Now, what year is that? Is that current?
I'm trying to find out.
That's got to be 2017, 2018, I would guess, if I had to guess.
Possibly.
I mean, but that's kind of now. She's in her 70s. She's about 70.
76.
76.
I used to like horror movies. I think I liked them more when I was young, just because
Yeah.
I find normal adult life more horrifying.
It is.
Like when the FedEx guy drives up, I'm like,
It is true.
like the mail alone is more horrifying.
I'll tell you what's
to me.
horrifying is watching some of those. Anytime I stop by the folks' house, my mom's always watching one of those Hallmark movies. They're always I can't get a role. These people couldn't act their way out of a paper bag. It's so
It's
poor.
bad.
They're like the baby stealer, the baby kidnapper. You stole my boyfriend, my husband's baby daughter. They're all these type of movies. I don't know how many times you can kidnap and steal a baby
Right.
in a Hallmark movie.
Oh my God.
But it's unbelievable. And they're so bad.
I saw Raising Arizona not that
Oh,
Great movie.
like
what
a month
great,
ago.
Great
like
movie.
it was so good.
It's just so.
Is that the Coen brothers?
Yeah, it's the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. I mean, he was good. It was just such a good cast. I mean, John Goodman.
Yeah.
Was in it, and he's gonna be our little. And then they left him on the roof of the car.
Ed, I'm barren.
He's our little junior now. I love when he's driving. He picks up the diapers.
Yeah.
He goes,
How he kept trying to go to jail just to see her in that one moment where she took a picture. I loved that.
that was a great movie. That's a great movie. I have to watch Raising Arizona. We like to give movie shout outs and talking movies. Very excited. November 18th, Steve, or 19th? I think it's the 19th.
For what? What awards?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, I think it was the 19th, right?
Yeah, Ghostbusters is coming out. I've been waiting for this movie forever. They had to delay it. So Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out. Were you a Ghostbusters fan?
Yeah, I saw the first two.
That's all you need to see. There's nothing really, right?
Okay.
What's after that?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
So, and they're all in it, except for Harold Ramos.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Didn't he write them though?
Dan Aykroyd did. Then Ramos came on and with Reitman, and they kind of punched it up a little. Oh, are we getting a call?
No.
Oh,
That's just my phone, sorry.
that's okay. So they kind of worked on that, and the funny thing was, this is a question Steve might know. I'll throw it out there. So Aykroyd writes the script, the
Okay.
original script. Who did he have in mind for the original three Ghostbusters?
I know, but
Do you know right off the bat?
yes.
I have no idea.
Take a guess. So I'll give you an idea. It's during the old Saturday Night Live time.
Yeah.
So
So is it
play around a little bit and
like
think.
what's his face? Like the guy from Animal House?
Yeah. Yes. Belushi, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's one.
That's one. And he was Dan Aykroyd.
Okay.
Obviously was the second. And who else? Who's the third that he was writing it for?
Different. It's SNL.
It's SNL, maybe a
But-
little later.
Just a smidgen,
a little later?
A smidgen later.
Yeah, maybe a year or two.
Later, huh?
Yeah.
We're talking about the next cast.
Right.
Let's
They were
go
basically,
with that.
like kind of next. Very early
Wow.
80s. Did he perform here? Ever?
Yes, he did.
He performed here.
Man, I don't know. Who's in the cast after?
And he played at Governor's. And
He's from Long Island.
there are a couple of degrees of separation between this person and, I'd say, us. You and me, definitely, Sally.
Seinfeld.
No.
I don't think it was Seinfeld.
I'm
Was
just trying to
Seinfeld
think
on
of Long
SNL?
Island guys.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that'd be great. How come he didn't do it? He must have been in another movie or something because he would have been great.
Well,
Saturday Night.
Belushi died,
Yeah.
and the whole picture was put on a hold until he
84 was when it came
connected
out.
until he connected with Reitman, who had done stuff with Harold Ramos, and then Harold was all in.
Reitman worked on Animal House.
He worked on Animal House, and he was all in, with because he had done Stripes or Meatballs with
Yes,
Bill Murray.
They did Stripes.
Bill Murray was great in that.
Right. So he
In Ghostbusters. Well, everything he does. I really like him.
And so he got so it kind of got changed because then Ramos not only wanted to work on the script, but he wanted a role.
Oh.
So Aykroyd was all in. He loves Harold Ramos, who was
Sure.
great.
Sure, why not?
And then they connected because Reitman came on board for the project. They connected to Bill Murray, who did not show up until the first day of shooting. They didn't even know. I mean, that was kind
They
of his
don't know.
thing.
That's it. And they're willing to deal with that.
I mean, he was. Aykroyd always says, he goes, yeah. They were like, well, where is Bill Murray on board? And he was like, he'll be here. He'll be here. And it was like a day before shooting. They're like, we haven't seen Bill Murray. Are you sure you have him? And he was like, he'll be here. And that morning he just showed up and he was ready to go. And the rest is Ghostbusters history. And actually,
So wait, you didn't answer the question. Why did Eddie Murphy not do it?
I mean, I think it's just because of the way the project spun that they were really more on board with the Harold and Bill trio.
Okay.
That I think, with Reitman doing it and being comfortable with them, they all knew each other more, I think, than Eddie Murphy coming in. And I don't know why, because then they had I don't know this part. Why do you think? Because the fourth Ghostbuster was done by Ernie Hudson. Mm-hmm. And why wouldn't they have done maybe an Eddie Murphy for that role?
Because no one knew who Hudson was.
Well,
I guess because it was such a small role.
By 1984, that was a small role, and Eddie Murphy was red hot.
Yeah, he was busy.
That would have been a little bit of insulting role.
He didn't. He was a star.
It's true. So
I bet he regrets it, though.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was in any of his control.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
And I don't think he regrets much. I think he's doing
Sigourney
fine.
Weaver, like, how in the world did they get her to be a part of that?
That was another thing. She was. They had her read, and she did this crazy audition where she jumped up like the dog. She invented that
Really?
whole possessed thing, and they loved it. And she was a big name too from Aliens.
Yeah, but she just did serious movies, so
She did,
Right.
that's what was so great about it.
Before Aliens, you thought of her as The Year of Living Dangerously, which was a very serious picture with Mel Gibson.
Yes.
But I mean, you know what? Serious actors, a lot of them would love to do comedy.
She was.
And it's difficult to do comedy, I think, and I thought she was great.
She was good. I think her and Bill Murray. She always talks about had a great chemistry. Mm-hmm. And it was just, they were just great
and
together.
I'll tell you, if it happened that Eddie Murphy ended up in that cast, I don't know if they would mesh as well.
Yeah,
Eddie was younger, and he was a little hot. A little hotter. He wasn't as He wasn't. I don't think he was as mature as the rest of the cast was.
They were. It was a different. Yeah, they were more had known each other. They were more
think
connected.
about Aykroyd, Ramis, Murray. Those three knew each other.
And Reitman.
And,
so
Reitman,
but he's with them as the writer and the producer.
But they knew each other. They've known each other. No,
they came up
from Chicago and
Second
City, and
I mean, their chemistry was amazing. And now his son, Ivan Reitman's son, Jason,
is directing this.
Is directing it.
Nice.
Ivan's producing it, but Jason's directing it. So it definitely has connection.
Has he done anything else that
he has? I'm trying to.
I'll tell you what he's done. He's done Tully. Mm-hmm. He's also done. He did another movie. I think he did not. Was it not Juno? Did he do Juno?
Did he do Juno?
I think he did Juno. I'm going to go on a limb and say he did Juno.
I've probably seen Juno like 5 times.
I think he did Juno.
I even bought the soundtrack.
Yes, he directed Juno.
Because that is just one special, interesting movie.
It's a great movie. She was, or Elliot Page now.
Let's go through his directing.
Was great. Now, but wait, before you do that, well, what else did he direct?
Tully, as you said.
Tully.
Let's see here. Things that I know.
Yeah, he doesn't have a huge resume.
Men, William Mitchell. Oh, he directed Young Adult, which was a movie with Charlize Theron, filmed on Park Boulevard in Massapequa Park.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be Minnesota.
Wow.
And
I'm sure that wasn't annoying for Massapequa people.
What was this?
What
year was that?
This was 2000. The movie came out 2011. And I remember because they were looking Up in the Air. That was another movie they did.
At least they used a road that, no one really used.
Animated? Up in the Air, or am I thinking of the other one?
Wrong one. He directed 2 episodes of The Office. Thank You for Not Smoking, which was a good film also.
That is a great film with Aaron.
I forgot his last
Eckhart.
name. Eckhart, thank you.
So here's something interesting. So in the new Ghostbusters, Paul Rudd will be in it.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, he's playing like a school teacher. Should add a little humor. He's great.
I love him.
He's fantastic. And so basically, I was joking around about this, how everything always happens in a small town, right? And all these like horror, sci-fi movies. So it's in a small town, Oklahoma. The single mom goes with her 2 kids, and it was left to them by their grandfather, who was one of the Ghostbusters. So that's kind of how the connection
Oh,
starts.
right. And then
they start seeing all the old stuff.
They find the car or something. I think Zach gave me a video, like a trailer.
I mean, it should be good. I'm really excited to see it. And I'll give you one more. This was fun, and I thought was interesting. The accountant, the Louis Tully character, that's played by Rick Moranis. I'll ask Steve, or Sally, who was originally supposed to have that role. The Louis Tully character.
And he retired, so he's not coming back, right?
He might.
He's not in this one.
He's not?
No.
He totally, completely retired.
But Annie Potts is in it.
Annie Potts is in it.
Even Annie Potts is fantastic. Love her.
So who do I'm going to take a guess.
Do you know this off the top of your head, or are you really taking a guess?
I'm really going to take a guess.
Okay.
I'm going to think it has to be a SCTV person. And I'm going to take a guess, Eugene Levy.
I knew you were going to say that. And that's a good guess, but no.
Joe Flattery?
No. Candy.
Yep.
So they were going to use John Candy. So he comes in, and when he read for the part...
Actually, I did hear
you remember
that.
right?
I think I heard that, yes.
So when he came in to audition, or read for the part, I mean, it was for him. So the audition was like formality. And they didn't like what he was doing. He was doing it very hard, very, stern, aggressive type of thing. And he had like a German accent he was doing. He tried this like character that wasn't working, and they were like, it's not working. So they had Rick Moranis, also from SCTV, in their head. And when he came in, he spun it. He did this nerdy character, and they loved it, and it worked. And, I mean, it just so works, right? Because it's like...
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's just so perfect. And it's funny how movies just end up like that. Like, you're like, I can't imagine this with anybody else or another way. And,
When's it come out?
The 18th or 19th.
19th, I think.
Okay.
It must be a week from Friday. I think it's on a Friday. So, that
is a Friday.
Yeah, so that should be...
I won't be here.
Yeah, Steve is going to be... Now, this is... I'm going to give a spoiler here to the folks. We don't know this for sure. But Bobby Ruth... No, I'm not never mentioning the name Bobby Ruth on this show again.
How about Butterfinger?
Butterfinger, possibly.
Bobby Ruth and Butterfinger.
Well, I do...
Love that commercial.
You know what, Steve?
Not only are you not a very nice person, you're also a slob.
That's true. Oh. Steve will be in L.A.
Yes, I'm going this week.
So... He will be there next Monday. Will be remote, so possibly Steve will. If Steve's available, I don't know what he'll be doing in L.A. Who knows what? God only knows what he'll be doing there.
Be a lot better than being somewhere in a parking lot somewhere in the middle of.
That's true.
When someone goes to L.A., where do you go to L.A.? There's no it's not like Madison Square Garden. There's no central point.
Yeah, you could go to the beach. You could go.
There's like 1,000 beaches.
You could go to downtown, I guess. Now
by the Staples Center is a nice hub over there.
A little hub there.
I mean, and their I don't want to say train or subway, whatever. I guess subway.
They have a metro,
like a metro.
They have different,
Yeah, and they're very easy to get. I mean, it wasn't even long to you can go to Universal, any of those studios.
Yeah,
they drop you right off.
Yeah, that's. Still not very easy. Still not very easy to get around LA.
I need a car in LA.
That's a nice, easy. That line is a nice.
Yeah,
easy
you know
line.
the line I'm talking about. Yeah. Or if you went to, I actually went to Santa Monica Pier.
Yep.
And that's the last stop. It kind of takes you.
But that's a different train, though. That's the light rail. I think it was the light.
Yeah,
rail,
I think that's something like that.
So they have all different kinds of things. They just couldn't get a huge system. There was always this dream they were going to do a huge subway system, and then they finally realized how much money it is. The city is too built up, and it's too big. Mm-hmm. They can't do it. Just the area.
Oh, good grief.
What is this?
You're the most amazingly astounding, wonderful woman that I've ever known.
That's usually how I start off when I'm talking.
Who is that? What's his face from? Who's the guy from like Pump Up the Volume or what?
No, you know who that actor was.
No, who is he?
That was Leonardo Dicaprio in Titanic.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that. I was thinking it was that guy who does
Rick Moranis?
No. The guy who does Jack Nicholson things all the time. I can't think of him. Pump Up the Volume.
Oh, no, that's the movie. Christian Slater.
Yeah, I thought it was Christian Slater.
He is good. What happened here? Why did that go away?
What?
Hey, did you guys vote?
No, I thought about it, and then I did not.
I voted.
You voted? Mm-hmm. And how did it work out for you?
I voted. What can I tell you?
I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is the reward for voting, is you will get a letter in the mail, probably, I'm guessing, in another week or two, for some kind of major jury duty for a murder trial. Steve will be somewhere in a courthouse in Riverhead for the next 3 weeks of his life, listening to someone who chopped up half his family with an axe in in like West Islip.
For $5 a day.
For $5 a day.
Wow. What do you get these days? I think you get 10 or something.
Is that? You? I hope so. I mean, a lot of people would love that. Have you ever been on jury duty?
I would do it for $10 a day.
Not.
You've never been on a jury duty?
Never.
Oh, sure, I have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it. I don't mind at all.
I've decided a lot of cases. I put a lot of good people behind bars.
I could just see you in that oversized
suit. If he didn't
suit.
do that, he did something else. I can tell.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of good people's lives I put on risk for that jury duty. Guilty. They're like, sir, we didn't start yet. Guilty. I don't need to hear the case. That guy's guilty. I know that face.
Because you watch Judge Judy.
That's right.
You know.
Speaking of which, have you seen the new Judy Justice that's on IMDb TV?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God.
Well, Judy's back. You know, Judge Judy is back, but you can go on IMDb
How old is
TV.
She's got to be
104.
There. Yeah, she's got to be up there.
Must be about, I don't know, 70? I don't know.
Judge Judy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is annoying. My thing, sometimes my blurbs go away. See, here's Judge Judy. Nothing. Is the thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I'm getting nothing. That happened to me on my last show. Whatever. Nothing works. I hate when things don't work, I get very upset.
Yeah.
It's 73 degrees. It's 72.
It's cooler in here, right?
It feels gorgeous, right?
She's 79.
Oh, wow. She's really old.
She's older than the temperature.
That's true.
That's how you know. Well, I'll tell you how you know if you're older. If you're older than the temperature in the summer. Being older in the winter, you're still young, right? Because it could be 30 degrees outside.
It could be 8.
You could be exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you were in Alaska and you were older than the temperature, you're fine. Right?
She's older than the temperature.
That's how you know.
On a sunshiny day.
On a sunny summer day, she's still older than what's going on out there in the sky.
It's 51 degrees outside.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Then why does it say 73 in here?
It's in here. It's 73 degrees.
It doesn't feel like 73 in here. Sally,
yeah.
what is it in here?
73.
All right. So, in what Adrian Barbeau does, which I love in The Fog, is she plays a DJ. And she goes, and welcome, Antonio Bay, to the 100th anniversary. It's midnight. And we want to... Oh, there's a fog rolling in for you sea captains. So watch. So you listen, seamen. And she's...
She does not say seamen, does she?
She says, why? No? And she goes, for you seamen out there, there's a fog rolling in over Antonio Bay. And happy birthday, Antonio Bay. And then and she does it so great. She gets really close to the mic. And it's so great. As close as she could get as being a busty actress.
With her boobies.
Yeah. She's still a good foot away from the mic. So,
our boobs.
Yeah. Pound for pound, one of the finest actresses in the business. So she's fantastic.
And they were real.
I mean, I think so. I mean, I don't have firsthand knowledge. First-hand knowledge. My family's watching this show.
Oh, sorry.
Let's clean it up a little bit.
Everyone has boobies.
It's not my fault this time. It's your fault. You're...
So my dad was interviewed for Newsday. He's going to be a big wheel. I spend my whole life trying to become famous. Mm-hmm. I'm on stage. I'm on this show.
You work it.
Everywhere.
You're an anchor man.
I'm an anchor. I was a zombie. I've been everywhere you could be to perform. Boom, my dad's already on in a promo ad in Newsday.
That'd be really nice. I can't wait to see that.
I'm going to talk about it. My dad was on a podcast show episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we did the remote last year.
You should bring your parents
Obviously, you never
here.
watch the show. Sally never watches.
I can't. It's like the internet is so bad.
It was tough during those remote stuff. It's hard to hear her.
I love Emily, but I wanna stab her with her bad internet.
Wow.
Internet. It's awful. It's like really. She's like.
Do you gonna stab her with a Witherspoon? You love that joke.
You should bring Emily in here.
I tried to. I've
Yeah.
asked her a couple of times. She's working as an EMT. Didn't she come in here? Or she did
never-
it? That was the
No.
remote
The
episode.
That
first
was
time
the
I met
remote.
her.
Oh, right. You met her at
Yeah, but
at
that
a
was the
thing.
first time, like a few weeks ago.
She is all over the place.
She's so nice.
She's wonderful. She's
funny.
we had done a show together. We did Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, really?
That's where we met. I was Fietka,
Okay.
and she was Barbara. No, that was
No,
that was not.
Barbara.
I always say everybody's Barbara. No, she was who was one of the
Rebecca,
three?
Sarah. I'm just like naming
One of the three daughters in
Jewish
Fiddler.
girl
in the,
names. Rachel.
No.
Did she sing?
Hey,
Did she sing Courtney? Did she sing Courtney?
Courtney.
No, I'm thinking Courtney. Did she sing a Matchmaker?
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Laying a match and make him a. No, we had the matchmaker on. Sally has venom in her eyes.
Yes, that.
Sally's daggers towards that matchmaker.
She was mean.
Why didn't we play that song when she was on? That would have been great.
I don't know.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, seriously.
That would have been great.
No.
Matchmaker. I don't think she would have appreciated
Might
that.
have- might
She didn't
not
look like she had a great sense of humor.
Might not have
Nah.
deserved it.
That's true. So wait, there was something else I was going to mention to you guys. Oh, do you know? Well, this is about the marathon. Do you know what the winners get for winning the marathon, the New York City Marathon?
And is it just one winner?
Gold medal of chocolate.
No, that's what I got when I ran. You should run next year. I'm making a declaration right here at 7:22 and 72 degrees.
No.
Steven is going to run the New York City Marathon next year under my tutelage.
I don't think you can just up and run.
No, he's just going to run right in.
You have to.
No.
You're gonna just jump over the
Yes,
side.
I'm going to drive Steve the night before to the Verrazano.
There you
I'm
go.
going to put a bib on him. Any
go.
bib, and he'll just start. No, that's funny. And Steve knows the story probably. The great famous Rosie Ruiz.
Ruiz, yeah.
She, the famous story was she jumped in the marathon. She took a subway.
Oh.
And just jumped in and then had kind of finished one, or maybe was someone that shouldn't have been in the front with winners, and they found out that she had. And this is back in the day where they didn't really have that kind of security. We're talking like 70
cameras.
No
Yeah.
nothing. So now you'd get killed if you tried to do something like that. But I think to get in is very hard.
You have to pay, right?
Well,
it's not.
That's if you're lucky. I got in one year from a friend that had was with the New York City Police Department. They have certain entries. But you still have to pay. It's about it's $250 entry fee.
Okay.
So you could, if you get, they usually do a lottery. They do a lottery, and if you're lucky enough to get that, then you pay.
It's amazing that many people would want to run that many miles.
They have, the pool this year was 30,000. They'll have well over hundreds of thousands of applicants. People can do it for charity. Or you could do it in the New York Roadrunners Club. You have to run like 9 races the year before. There's a couple of ways. But it is very hard. But if we can get in it, Steve, and the window has now opened. It always opens the day after the marathon for next year's.
Well, it's passed already.
Yeah, but they don't do it by first. You could just enter. It's a total lottery thing. I think you should do it. We'll both do it. And what if we run it together? All 3 of us. What do you think? Let's make a pact right now. All 3 of us will run the New York City Marathon next year.
Have you done it before?
Yeah, what do you think I'm wearing here? Sally, this is it. The New York City Marathon. I ran
Like for real?
Yeah, this was, look, take a look.
Oh.
This is the 40th anniversary.
When did you do this?
10 years ago.
This is exactly 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so
How was it? Was it really difficult?
It is. I mean, it's 26 miles, and it's a great way to see Manhattan, though, I'll tell you. It's fantastic. Beach driving around the city.
How many miles a day did you run for training?
It was hard. I mean, I trained different ways. I had long run days, short run days, a lot of different things. And it was something I wanted to do. And I watched it on TV one year. And I said, I want to do that. I want to try. And my friend at the gym, Gina, was a personal trainer. And she said, I think her husband was in the New York City Police Department. She goes, we get entries. I can get you in.
Oh.
And and I just did it. And so that was, you have these bucket list things.
Look,
Sure.
all seriousness, I can't even fathom jogging around my corner rather than 36 miles.
26.
26
So you already
miles.
saved 10 miles. But you start slowly. You start training, and nobody cares about the time. That's what's the beauty about the New York City Marathon. It's not a...
if Oprah can do it, everyone can do it.
Al Roker did it, and it took him over 7 hours.
There was this old TV movie with Bob Newhart. It was kind of like pretty much, it was a little comedy, but it was, it was kind of inspiring. I played this guy who decided he was going to run the New York City Marathon, and he took forever. He finally did it.
Did it?
And, they were all laughing at him and said, "Oh, you're not going to do it," and he really did it. And of course, I think it was like that. He was like the last person.
I mean, other races, the Boston Marathons, the Chicagos, all of them, they have cutoff points. If you don't keep a certain pace, they pick you up with a bus.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that.
Well,
I'd like that.
yeah, they pick you up with a bus, but you don't get a medal. It's shame and embarrassment. But the New York City, the beauty of it is, if it takes you till night, I mean, some people cross at night, and that's it. And so that's the thing about it. It's a real personal, feel good moment. And
Like
you know how
whenever
much
you
I
cross
love,
over.
and you know how much I love feel good moments.
It was a 1980 movie called Marathon.
Marathon.
Jackie Cooper directed it.
Oh, the great
A married
Jackie Cooper.
jogger meets a running beauty and tries for the New York Marathon to be with her. He did it for the girl.
I would never run for a girl.
And he was married already, so this was tawdry.
Oh, this is tawdry. This is terrible. So yeah, Sally, I've been boasting about myself the whole time. You didn't even know I ran.
You bring in a lot of props.
That's true. I do. I am the prop.
You do,
I'm the prop
Yeah.
comic.
You do, Carrot Top. You do.
Steve always calls me Carrot
Sorry,
Top.
Gallagher.
Here's I almost forgot this. One more Ghostbuster tidbit. Fun fact. The movie name. They almost couldn't use Ghostbusters.
That's right.
Why? Oh, because Ghost just came out.
I know
or
the
something?
story.
You know the story. What they almost had to use Ghost Stoppers or Ghost Breakers, and they had to film a lot of scenes twice, saying Ghostbusters, and then they had to use it to Ghost Breakers because there was a TV show.
There's a Saturday morning TV show. Forrest Tucker,
The old Forrest
and
Whitaker,
Larry,
who
and
I
Larry
love him.
Storch from F Troop, and they brought them back together to do the show called The Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters.
Oh, wow.
And they probably did only a handful of these episodes. It's Saturday morning television, and they would rerun them for a couple of years and then eventually just take them off. But it was just goofy.
It's goofy.
And then they try to bring it back. They called it The Real Ghost. They made an animated feature.
There was the real Ghostbusters. That was another dud. But it was a lot of legalities to get the name The Ghostbusters, you know? They should have did what I did, which when I wrote my book, Anything is Possible, there was about 49 other titles called Anything is Possible. I didn't care. Let them sue me.
Right.
Go ahead.
I put a semicolon at the end to make mine different. That'll always stand up in a court of law. You can't use any. Well, Your Honor, if you look at the
semicolon.
end, there's a semicolon there, and so there you go.
What else are you going to use a semicolon for?
Where else? And actually, the last tidbit before we close out the show, 7:29, the music of the Ghostbusters. So they wanted Huey Lewis, and Huey Lewis and the News, and he had already committed to what, Steve?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Oh.
So he said, and they wanted to use that song, Back in Time.
Oh.
And he said, nope, that song's for Back to the Future. You're not getting it. So they went to the great Ray Parker Jr., who obviously does the hit song, Ghostbusters.
But sounds very much like I Want a New Drug.
Which he was sued for.
Oh,
and
really?
it was a quiet settlement out of court.
Oh, wow.
Not so quiet.
Yeah, it does kind of, huh?
If you play both of them, it's very shamefully similar.
Yeah, I never noticed that before.
Oh, yeah. It's but that's what you have to do. I take a lot of my material from other people. Obscure things.
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis. Love Huey Lewis.
I met him a couple times.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Where?
Scotland.
I'd go to Scotland.
I have a full life.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I didn't. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, he was doing a show at St. Andrew's Golf Club, and we were there visiting a friend of ours who was the piano player for him. So we were hanging out with
Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was cool. Very nice man. Very professional.
Yeah?
Yes, very. You wouldn't think that he was, but he's very professional. He knows what he's doing.
So if you're friends with Huey Lewis, why can't you get him on the show?
I don't know. He's having a hard time. He's got that.
He can't.
That ringing in his ear.
Yeah.
He can't sing anymore.
He's got some other things, not just the ringing in the ear, but I think some other issues.
Oh, well, all right. We'll have to think of a new guest. Maybe Bobby Ruth will come. Man, she doesn't have any ringing in the ears.
Not after this show.
She's giving me a pain in the neck, but no ringing in the
You're
ears.
like yelling at her for like an hour. Now she's not coming back.
Sally, please. She's not listening. Trust me. Nobody. I'm guessing she's not listening. She's on her way upstate, she told me. Anyway, it's getting to that bewitching hour where we're wrapping up. Steve, you'll be in L.A.?
I'll be in L.A.
You'll be touring. You'll be performing where?
I'll be at the Normandy Casino opening for Lola Falana.
Fantastic. I'll be doing it's just a small, again, real estate promo ad with Adrian Barbeau.
Nice.
We're going to be performing in a series of ads for the
wonderful.
local real estate in Huntington. And where will you be, Sally?
I'm going to have discs taken out of my neck next week.
Oh, no.
Okay. Wait, can we see? Is that going to be on YouTube or Govs Radio? Where can people see that?
Maybe. Yeah. Well,
Are you serious?
No. Well, yeah, I am. Yeah, they're going to be that because after that accident, I haven't not had a headache. So.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So how long are you going to be out for?
Well, I don't know. I don't think long. Like, I think I'm just overnight in the hospital and then it's like a week.
When is this?
Next Tuesday.
All right. Well, please.
We'll
obviously,
be thinking of you.
yes,
Yeah,
we didn't even know
thank you.
this. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Well, we end with that kind of news. God, Sally, we just did a whole show. You don't tell us you having major surgery. For God's sake, come on. Anyway. Thanks once again for tuning in to the sad comedy portion of the Steve Squared Show.
Sally ruins it once again.
Sally brings us down
once again.
at 7:33 and 72 degrees. Yes, so hopefully, let me move my medal. Dumbbells. We're working on dumbbells. I'm actually, Steve, now in the casting. We rewrote the trailer. We're going to be shooting some dumbbells. They might be a part for you, Sally.
All right.
I might have to give you a call.
All right, cool.
You, Tony, we're going to get everybody. Steve, we're going to get everybody in. I'm rewriting dumbbells.
Nice.
Steve will be in L.A. Sally will be in the hospital, but I'll be here. Once again, have a great week. Oh, quick happy birthday to my dad. My dad's going to have a birthday this Saturday. Happy birthday,
nice.
happy B-Day. And, we'll mention that again. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Sally. And we'll see you guys. Have a wonderful fallback week.